Hi, I'm Julia Darling, and this is day one of 365 live music sessions that are part of the Live Music Is series. It's New Year's Day, and we're in New York City. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I've been here for 13 years this month. When I moved here in '99, I came to the US from New Zealand, and I was on an independent label called Wind Up Records. And I got to make my first album on that label, and that was a really exciting time. I was 21, and I lived in downtown Brooklyn, and I was living alone, and it was fantastic in the city. And there, since I left Wind Up, I went on to another independent label called Stanton Street Records, which actually Stanton Street is just around the corner from where we're shooting. And since then, I self-funded my third record. So I've been on a whole sort of from a label into an independent label, and now self-funded by fans and myself. So I've kind of seen the whole transition of the music industry go from labels to, being creative on the internet and making and funding your own music. Well, I went through a period of time where getting dropped from labels and, really battling with the commercial aspect of the industry. And I would write, I was kind of known to write like anti-label songs and stuff in my youth. And there was a song called the Belle of the Billboard Awards, I think. That there was this big sort of the whole Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera thing was really hot at the time when a lot of singer-songwriters in New York were trying to get heard too, and it was just like knocking our heads against brick walls with the industry. So it's nice to kind of have gone through that and come out the other side, like not really dependent on label money or the industry to kind of fuel my creativity anymore. So that feels good. Generally, when I songwrite or put together a collective of songs, I don't really know what to do, so I try to surround myself with good, creative people that can help me, that give me some direction as to what songs should be on the records or that sort of thing. I mean, I've created all the songs myself. I don't really have a preference over, one or another, so it's good to be surrounded by people that can kind of rein in that sort of manic creativity that artists sometimes don't have a really clear view of. And someone asked me, how do you put together all this stuff and when do you know it's time? And I don't. I just have good people that tell me that it's time to do a record or this should be on the record or that sort of thing. So I've been privileged to have great producers and a great band and that sort of thing, and that's part of being a musician is making sure that you're surrounded by good people. In terms of inspiration, generally I pull a lot of stuff from things I read or conversations I have with people I love or relationships I'm in or out of and that sort of thing, like things that are going on kind of around in my personal life is what I've always drawn on. And now as I'm a full-time student and I volunteer on a helpline for the National Eating Disorder Association, I've kind of broadened my horizons, and I'm finding that inspiration is coming from the broader circle of the world, which, just has opened up so many possibilities. And, to be passionate about the cause, which I am, a world without eating disorders, especially young women, 18 to 24, it feels like, I'm really inspired to have my music potentially reaching those young women with a positive message about positive body image and, the realism in the media and the lack of realism in the media, and those sort of things are really important to me. And hopefully I'll be able to find a way to put them in the music without being too preachy, So the organization nationaleatingdisorders.org is this fantastic national nonprofit organization that I volunteer at on the helpline, which is a phone line where people with questions and concerns can call for direction to get help. And it's been a wonderful eye-opener for me to to volunteer, because I've never done anything really like that with my time, and it's a great feeling, and to be surrounded by such a positive energy within the organization. It's just such a difference from walking around the streets of New York or being in the dance industry, which I got my start in as a teenager, and then the music industry all throughout my 20s, and then suddenly be in an environment where your appearance or your size or your race or your age or any of these things based on your appearance, they don't matter there. And that's a beautiful thing about the organization, is that they really care about people who have disorders with eating, and they offer a huge amount of information and direction to get professional help. And it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of. And they're really easy to find. I mean, the National Eating Disorder.org website is great. The Proud to Be Me site is wonderful. And they're really, they hold people accountable in the media for negative messages and messages of self-hatred and things that really affect people, every day on a daily basis.